my first live stream in, geez, a long time. So I just need a couple minutes to get everything set up. When you type a comment, I do have the ability to show your comment on the screen. I just need a couple minutes to Facebook everyone that I'm live right now, and also verify that the description in the live stream is okay. So if you just give me a couple minutes, it'll be worth your time. We're going to have a lot of fun. So let me just check here and make sure everything is as expected. Let's see here, just verifying the live stream. If you are on the live stream right now, there we go. Add a description. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted. I want to make sure I have all the info in there. Now, this live stream is probably going to be, oh, I already see some comments coming in. This live stream will probably make it like an hour, hour and a half max. I'm going to go over a lot of breaking stuff. And if you're watching this live stream after it's occurred, what I'm going to do is build out a table of contents in the video description. You can just like jump through everything. So let me just fix the video description. And let's see right here. Okay. Video description is saved. The title is right. So for the video description, if you're on now and want to see anything in the video description, you might have to just click refresh real quick. I don't know if it'll just pull it up. And then lastly, I just need to post a link in the Facebook group. Let's see, let me click here to see it on Facebook. Hopefully my sound is coming through okay. Oh, there it is. All right, let me just copy this link across and invite the folks in the Facebook group. All right, there it is. It's pulling up the thumbnail. Ooh, that looks bad. Oh well. All right. That's so funny. Let me show you guys really quick. So let's see if this should work. This is the screenshot it put. There's a proper thumbnail, but that's what it shows on Facebook right now in the Facebook group. So I don't know if you guys are in the Facebook group or not. It's a great place. A lot goes down there. It's a perfect place for me to jump in quickly and everybody share information. I've got like, let's see, I've got a list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things to cover, but I'm going to go through them really quickly today. And I brought my drink. Sometimes when I have a bottle of water, I get these at Costco. They're like giant. Some people don't like the fact that it's plastic. Okay, this is, I don't know if this is worse. It's like an aluminum can. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called a Spindrift. It's kind of a, let's see if it'll focus in. It's a new kind of beverage. It's lightly carbonated. They put some fresh fruit juice in there, and there's no sugar in it at all. So this entire can has 3 calories, but it tastes amazing. So lemon is my favorite flavor. I'll get this open. Hey guys. Oh, someone's asking about how to join the Facebook group. There's a link in the video description for the Facebook group, or you could go, it's Facebook/groups/WPCrafter. Oh, this is so good. This is just too good. My wife actually loves these, and I finally saw the light. They're just so good, so refreshing. I probably, you know, it's a little personal. Probably like a lot of people, you might have, over this COVID thing, spent a little bit more time at home, and maybe you gained a little COVID weight. So I can say that's definitely the case for me. So last year I was doing, I was going on ketos, I think what it's just called, where you don't consume sugars and processed carbohydrates. And so we stopped late last year for the holidays. And I said to my wife like a month ago, I said, oh, we got to get back on keto. So I've been on keto again for a week. It's actually very easy with planning, and I prefer it because I have more energy throughout the day, so it definitely benefits me. I don't know why I'm telling you all this personal stuff. We'll start in 1 minute, and I will, at the end of the live stream, show some questions that are relevant to the live stream. I know you see things are different around here. I got this bookshelf, and I got the LED lights. If anyone has any questions about it, I'll gladly tell you. And I got my bobblehead right here. This is Dr. Evil. And then I have Hitman, so I was looking for some things that people comment on usually, and they always call me Dr. Evil. So I had to get the Dr. Evil bobblehead. I was able to get this on eBay of all places. There we go. And then I got Hitman just because I think he's cool. If you notice any similarity between the three of us is we're all bald. So that's the thing there. Okay, before I get started, the folks at WP Rocket sent me a package. WP Rocket makes the caching plugin, and it's funny, I don't know why they would have sent me a package. Sometimes, like maybe once or twice a year, someone will send me a package, one of these products I might make a video on. And just so you know, I don't contact companies and ask for money to make videos. I've never done a paid video once, so it's nice when someone realizes, hey, this guy put all this effort in and there might not have been much in it for him other than making content for the channel and to help people, not in it like a monetary benefit. Anyways, they sent me a hat. I'm not really into hats, but actually I have some really cool polo hats, so I got this hat. That's cool. And they sent this from France. I don't know France. I don't know if you know, but WP Rocket is a French company. So then they sent this mug, and it says on the back, it has like a little saying there. There we go, the focus. It says, remember to take off, you need speed. And then they sent a few of these little sticker things. I bet you a lot of this stuff that they sent me are things that they would have taken if they were going to WordCamps. And then they sent a nice thank you note right here. And, you know, it's funny. I'm probably not a big referrer of business their way, especially on the channel. I've been talking a lot about using the caching solution that comes with your host. Lightspeed hosting, so it's free, or SiteGround has a wonderful caching plugin. But they hit their 7-year birthday, and so they sent this to me. That's very thoughtful of them, and I do appreciate it. I don't get a lot of these, by the way. I don't know why. I would like a little bit more. Maybe if some other people wanted to express gratitude. The time I've had this channel, and I'll stop rambling in a second. The time I've had this channel, I've had... Beaver Builder was the first ones that ever sent me anything. They sent me a mug and 2 shirts, and their shirts are cool. You can see them in their swag store, and I still have the mug, and I use the mug. I like mugs for coffee. And then Lifter LMS sent me a shirt and a mug, and I use that mug as well. And I think that's it. 1 year, a hosting company. Oh, you know what? SiteGround sent me something last year. It was like some socks. It was funny, and it said different like SiteGround sayings on it. They sent that around Christmas time, and then I think once they sent me a pair of shoes that said SiteGround on it. It's thoughtful, nothing I would actually use. I don't usually like to wear some branded t-shirt other than Polo, and I should get my own brand of shirts one day. Anyways, okay. So I've got a list here. We'll get through the list. I'm going to make it worth your time. And then we can look at some questions at the end. And another reminder, if you are watching this later, I will go through it afterwards and set up a table of contents so you can jump through it. You can also play it at 2 times the speed, which a lot of people do. I tend to talk a little on the slower side. And then this is genuinely live. I have a dog who might bark. If anyone knocks on the door, the dog's going to freak out and start barking. He's a great dog, though, and he's just doing his job. And I have a 14-year-old, for those of you that don't know, and today was his first day of school at home. So it's so there's a potential for distractions. That's all I'm trying to say. So anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and let me pull up my agenda. Let me just scan through the comments and make sure everything's coming through all right. Oh, it's great to see all these familiar names and faces. Let me test showing a comment on the screen. Let's see if I do add to broadcast. Oh, there we go. So I can show your avatar and everything. So it's great to see you, Miguel and Luke. And hey, buddy, what's going on, man? It's I like seeing you around. And now I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong, but I'd like to pronounce it right. Is it Armine? Maybe. Okay. All right. We got so many people here. I appreciate it. I wish there was a way to automatically scroll through these. This is great. This is great. So, okay, I'm going to scroll through these really quick. Here's a question maybe we'll answer later, talk about right here. Let's see here. Dave, WP Vivid, the coupon's back on. I don't know if you saw that. Let's see here. Luke Skywalker, you know, the force is with you, man. Let's see here. People from all over. Hey, Bill. Let's see. Dynamic Comics. Dynamic Comics. All right. There's another one there. We're going to talk about Elementor 3. I'll just give you a quick view of that because the beta came out. Good vibes. Thank you. All right. Okay. So good. Hey, Allison. Yes, Allison, I have my Spindrift. All right. And so this is actually, what's interesting is when I record videos, I use this same setup, but I do a little processing, so I adjust the colors a little bit, but this is like how it really looks straight out of the camera with the colors, and this is how the audio comes straight out of the camera and the setup. I have a little tiny mic right here. You might be able, oh, actually, you can see it a little bit. I'm going to have to fix that. All right, so let me hide the comments and let's get through it. Okay, so tomorrow a big update to WordPress is happening, WordPress 5.5. Now, WordPress updates usually get released later in the day. Well, depends on where you are in the world. So I'm in Southern California, the United States. As a matter of fact, right now it is 1:30 p.m. So they typically push these out like later in the day, like California time for some reason. I'm probably not describing that the best. So I would expect it my time tomorrow around 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and it's going to get pushed out to all the sites. Your site will not be auto-updated to this, so you'll have to click a button to update, and it's definitely optional if you want to update it or not. You do want to make sure you have a backup because there's some changes. I don't expect any problems for any websites, and typically when WordPress releases an update, it doesn't break anything, typically. So I've never had an experience where a WordPress update broke something. I'm talking about WordPress pushing in an update, not a plugin or a theme. Sometimes those just have an issue. Now, I did make this video, and it's linked in the video description. It's a popular video. About 65,000 people watched it. I published it about a month ago. It covers everything that's coming to WordPress 5.5. If I was to highlight some of the cool things that are coming, are the block builder interface is going to I have little notes here, so when you see me look down. The block builder interface for building pages and posts has a lot of changes to it, so I cover it all there. There's enhancements to it as well. There's some photo editing enhancements and the ability to move things around differently. A big one is auto-update plugins and themes. So you can go in and click a button, and now that plugin or that theme that you've enabled this on will automatically update when they have an update out. So I cover that, how that's going to work, who should use it, who shouldn't use it, and how to be careful with it. And they also have two features that they've enabled, which is sitemap. But if you have an SEO plugin, it's going to take care of the sitemap and automatically disable what WordPress is doing. So you'll want to make sure you update your SEO plugin. And then native lazy loading. Now, if you have a lazy loading images, so what that means is when you are, actually here, let me move this here. Oh, perfect. So now I can see myself and I can change back to this. This is a Stream Deck, by the way. I live and die by this thing. You can make these buttons do anything you want. Lazy loading images is when someone visits your web page. The images will only load when they scroll to where that image is. So it allows your website to have better performance. And it's good for mobile-based websites because it uses less data. Unless someone scrolls, they don't see the image. It doesn't download. So it's lazy loading. But if you're already using a caching or performance plugin, maybe like WP Rocket, it's already going to do that. So these tools, performance plugins, they're going to probably automatically disable it, and you won't see it anyway. So there's a whole bunch of things, and you can see this video ended up being, 33 minutes, but I broke it up into different, like there's a table of contents, and you can jump to exactly what you want to show here. So it is something that you might want to check out. It's in the video description of this live stream if you want to check out that video. All right, next thing here. Now, I don't want people to get freaked out, right? But from time to time, there might be a plugin or a theme or something that has a security issue, and they release an update out, and they try to get that message out, and you want to be able to receive that message or stay on this channel and be subscribed. There's a community tab where I also push out information that's important and urgent, but there was a plugin, a big plugin and theme that had a security issue if you were not aware. And let's see, there we go, wrong button, there it is. Sorry, I'm a little rusty on my live streaming skills. But here it is. WordFence is writing it up, but it's basically Divi. Divi had an issue with their theme, their themes, and their builder. So what is there for you to do is to make sure you update immediately. So they are great about it. I think out of every product vendor that I have a license for, Divi has handled these the best and the most professional way. So what they do is they email everyone right away. The second thing they do is if you had a license that you didn't renew, they don't care. They want you to have the update, and they give you the update anyway. Other companies don't do that. They want you to buy the license again in order to get the update, but not Divi. So if you have a Divi site where maybe the license expired, maybe reach out to them and ask them for the secure version, and then they'll give it to you. But then they also are very transparent about this. About 2 months ago, Elementor very publicly had an issue as well. In my opinion, they didn't deal with it right. They weren't as they didn't really prioritize the issue as much, and it led to a lot of people having issues. It was really easy to fix. And it's funny, someone, when I first started this channel, I would help a few people out with their websites. And so one of the people I know in real life, he text messaged me. He's like, oh my gosh, what happened to my website? And I'm like, oh, it was that Elementor thing. Here's what you need to do. So Divi, I think, handles this the best. You just want to make sure that you're on top of that stuff. Now, with WordPress's auto update feature, you know, updates can automatically happen, but there's some dangers in that as well. But if you're having different security plugins on your website, there's certain ones that have a real-time reaction that will protect you even if you haven't put the update on your system. So, and actually what's funny, which is the next thing with that, this is really cool. If you are a Cloudways customer, they added something that doesn't cost you a penny. So they're adding this for free, but I don't know, I don't really think they let people know that well. Oops. You know what? I need to make sure that this live stream's going good. My display kind of froze up on me. If you could just give me a quick sec to see if the live stream is running still. And let's see. I'm sorry about this. I knew there might be technical stuff. Let me go back. Oops. Let me hide that. Let me just make sure the live stream is still working. Sorry about this. View on YouTube. Sorry about this. Oh, it looks like we're fine. I guess I lost my... So basically I have my camera right here, and then underneath it I have an iPad that has your comments and everything on it, and my notes. And the screen froze, but my computer's right here. So I do that so I can kind of look at you and all that. So very sorry about that, but the show must go on. All right, let me show you. If you're a Cloudways customer, you are in great shape. So they just added this. They did a deal with Malcare. Malcare is a real-time malware security solution for WordPress. It's a paid service. They can prevent malware, but they have a system where they can, most of the time, like 90% of the time, automatically remove malware. But what they are adding is bot protection. So I think I should put, I don't think I put a link to this article. You can jump over to Cloudways website and read it, but it's no additional cost. It's super easy to enable on your sites. So there it is, bot protection. So what you would do is go into your application management and click on bot protection, and you can see, you can activate it, and you can see what it's doing. So it's going to protect you against a lot of different things. I think it's great that they have this. And it costs nothing to you. And that's what I like, when a web hosting company is actually improving their service. And you see that here with Cloudways. They're improving their service at no cost to you. You also see that a lot with SiteGround. They're constantly improving their service. They've had like 5 big updates this year to just improve it. You also had a price increase too. Cloudways hasn't done any price increases for a long time, which is really good. I have a link to Cloudways down below. You can save 10%. I'm meaning to redo a full tutorial on getting set up with Cloudways and the benefits of it, performance optimizing your websites, because I did that for several other hosts, and as well as managing everything and setting up emails. That's the big challenge sometimes with Cloudways. But we have this right here. Okay, let me take a quick sip of water. I might try to fix my monitor, but we've got some juicy stuff. Elementor is coming up next. I'll show you Elementor Pro version 3. Unfortunately, my scrolling thing of... actually, here, let me try something. I'm going to disconnect. And then I'm going to connect. You know what the problem is? My iPad, I put the beta software on it. Okay, there we go. So I've got all your comments back right here. Let's see here. Okay, good. These are, I believe, current. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just roll with it. Give me just a sec to recalibrate. And we will be back. I haven't live streamed in a while. Sometimes, you know, you can get a little rusty with these things. All right. Let me shrink this a little. And this is good enough for me. All right, move that. Okay, sorry guys. Technical things, you just gotta flow with it. All right, so the next thing is Elementor Pro. Oh my gosh. I made a video last week on Elementor Pro. So Elementor released a little sneak peek video of Elementor Pro version 3. Now they already released something a month ago for Elementor, the free version, or Core is what you could call it. I don't like the word free. It's kind of, I like Core better. So Elementor Core version 3, where they're adding global colors and they're adding global fonts. They've totally expanded this kind of global functionality. And then they did a sneak peek. So the main focus of Elementor Pro version 3 is totally revamping one of their weakest areas, which is the theme builder. I mean, that thing is like needed a revamp to make it a lot easier to use. So I did a video and I was just basically going over some of the screenshots. Well, sure enough, later that night, maybe like 12 hours later they release a beta. So if I would have just waited a day, I could have actually shown Elementor Pro version 3. So let's just go take a quick look at it. That video is the most recent video on my channel, so if you want to check it out, you can just hop over there and check it out. So here is a website with both Elementor betas, Elementor Core beta and Element. Let me actually just show you. Let's see what we got here. I'll go to my plugins. There we go. Elementor Pro is version 3, beta 2, and the Core is beta 5 right now. Oops. I don't know what that is there active for. So the main difference is literally the theme builder. So you know where you go to templates and you can click on save templates and it still has this old interface. But if I click on theme builder, normally it would take me to an interface that looks just like this. But now when I click on theme builder, ooh, you know what? I'm missing my favorite thing here to do for these presentations. Where are you? Let's see. There we go. I got my red circle. Make it easy to see what I'm doing. So now you have this. It took me into a totally different interface. So this is a brand new interface. It's built in React. React is a coding language for building interfaces like this. The first time we really saw a React-based interface for WordPress was when Divi 3 launched. So this is based in React as well. Side note, if you're looking or using the Kadence theme, their customizer experience is all done in React as well, and that's why they're able to do things that other themes can't do. So anyways, it's a totally new interface. It kicks you right here. So you see all your theme parts right here in a list where it says site parts. And I can click right here and I can add a new site part. Now, the problem this solves is, number one, the old system was completely unmanageable, complete disaster. I have a ton of different theme builder parts on my website. This is going to make life so much easier for me. So a couple things. If I want to just use Elementor for every aspect of my website, header, footer, and all these things, there's all these like random parts to your website that you might not realize, A, you don't have it set up in Elementor because there's no kind of like checklist, and B, you so you can easily like skip something, right? But what you have here is it all laid out. So I know right here I have to have all of these pieces to have a complete website. My header, my footer, single post, single page, archive, search result, and a 404. I got to have all these dialed in. So actually I have none of these dialed in because you want to know what's really cool is when you've created one of these, it dynamically pulls a screenshot in of what you have created and assigned to do that task. So if I had a header, we would see a little image of it, and a footer, we'd see a little image of the actual one on the site. So the problem with, let me go back and get out of here. So when I go into like save templates right here, you can see if I had, this is just a test site, but my real site, I got a ton of these. I don't know what the heck a template, which one is what. You're just creating things so dang fast, but now it'll pull that thumbnail image so you can see what it is, and that will make it more manageable for me. So when I go into Theme Builder, here it is. And then you can jump here, and here's the various parts. Now, when you're in a part, see, this is a blank header I was screwing around with. We have this option here that says Edit Conditions. And when you do that, it takes you to that kind of condition interface that you might already be used to, and you can click on add it to the entire site, and I'll do a quick save and close, and bam, there it is. So let's see there, when I do an, okay, I'm screwing things up now. Anyways, so that is the new theme builder interface. So there's two ways of getting into it. I just showed you when you're in the back end of WordPress. But what they did is they actually integrated inside of the Elementor editor. So if I go here, click on the hamburger icon, it's right here, it says Theme Builder. It takes me right into it. So it's just a lot more manageable if you ask me. Now, there's also something else that I need to test for myself. I wish I had a screenshot to show you. When the sneak peek video was released for this, I already knew it was a great update. You know, some people think that's all, and that's okay. I can understand that sentiment. But in the discussion about it, Ben from Elementor, he's like one of the original people that has worked for Elementor. He also said that version 3 of Pro and Beta, sorry, of Core and Pro, will be 42% faster page load time. So, I mean, obviously, I haven't tested that just yet. It'll be interesting to test it to see if there really is that much of a speed improvement. So you might look at the theme builder and say, that's it. Well, if your pages do end up loading 42% faster, that will be pretty awesome. So we'll have to test that. I'll have to run some tests and sort out and do some comparisons and stuff like that. But it's good that speed and performance is really actually on the radar of Elementor, where it might not be so much on other tools. But this is Elementor version 3. Sorry, my monitor was here, so now to look at my notes, I got to go all the way over here, and then the audio. Anyways, we're just working with it. Okay, so, all right. I'm wondering what you guys think. Are you under enthusiastic or under impressed or something like that with the Elementor 3? I think it's a great step forward. I don't know what people are expecting. I mean, like, what else really can they do but make it easier to use the features that they already have? So what's happened is these tools have become advanced design tools. Elementor and Divi, these are now advanced design tools, and they have to figure out how they can make it easier to use versus adding more features, improve the performance versus adding more features, and how do you get a user? There's so many features, right? I know I only use 10% of them. You probably only use 10% of them. Probably the most advanced, heaviest users might only use 40% of them. So how do you get the user to be able to be aware of and use all of these features that are just buried in settings? You know what I mean? If you look at that advanced tab, you can do some really cool stuff, but like, you know, it's buried under all these other things, and some things aren't quite that obvious. So I think that's the big challenge that these tools face. Let me just have a quick sip of my Spindrift. That's good. You guys got to really try this thing. Not sponsored. I'm actually not sponsored by anyone ever, and I have no plans to be, but these are good. Anyways, so that is Elementor. Check this out. You can test it right now if you have a, if you're only using the free version, you can test the version 3 of the free version, and if you have both, you can test the beta version on both. Let me just show you really quick how to do that, and then we can move on. Okay, so let me exit here. Exit here. Oops. Exit to dashboard. So you would just go to Elementor and then Tools. And then right here it says under General, version control, sorry. At the very bottom it says Become a Beta Tester. You just need to enable this. And then within a few seconds, you'll get offered those updates. You probably don't want to do this on a live website. I wouldn't recommend doing it on a live website, nor would they recommend doing that on a live website. All right, let me just scan through the comments real quick, and then we'll just press forward, and then I'll review a lot of these comments. Let's see here. All right, so let me show comments. Let's see if this works. Am I showing comments? It doesn't look like it's showing comments. Comments. You know what? Oh, maybe I have to add it to a broadcast. Probably that would help. Okay, so we got you on up here. Yeah, good. See, that's true. You think it'll be helpful? Absolutely. And Crystal's excited. And let's see. The theme builder is a pro-only feature. So yes, that will be for the pro version. WhatsApp right here. Does Kadence use Elementor? Absolutely. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a moment. Kyle, for those of you that don't know Kyle, I'm going to give you a little shout out, man. Type it in. Is it docket, WP.com or WPdocket.com? Anyways, Kyle's about to have a really cool product come out. And so we'll probably get it on the channel soon enough. Oh, but you're actually saying underwhelmed, question mark? I know, some people, I don't know how you could be underwhelmed by that, honestly. I think it's a great improvement. Underwhelmed? Or you're questioning my use of the word underwhelmed? Underwhelming? I don't know. Let's see here. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on here so we are keeping up a good pace. All right. For those of you that have been following the channel maybe the last 4 months, I think it was maybe like 3 months ago, early April, I introduced a brand new theme. I had actually been using it for 2 months just to make sure it was really good. But then I announced a new theme. It's a free theme. It's called Kadence theme. It works great with any page builder. The big difference from the theme that you're using, if you're using a free theme, is that this one doesn't hold any feature back. Where a lot of free themes, they limit your fonts, your colors, your features. They limit all that kind of stuff. Kadence theme doesn't do that. They didn't want to do that from day one. Of course, they do have a pro version that's coming out. I have seen it, and it's going to do some really cool things. But it's funny, when you use the free version, you're like, what else can this thing do? This is amazing right off the bat. Anyways, I'm not talking about the theme, but they released starter templates. So this is like a brand new thing. It released on Friday that makes it really easy with just a few mouse clicks to have an entire website designed and built. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Now, the big difference between this and other themes that might have starter sites is, you notice with those other themes, and you restore a starter site, you're going to end up with like 5, 6, or 7 plugins on your site, and you don't even know what works where, how it integrates with who, and why it's even there, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe it wouldn't even be a plugin that you would have wanted to be there in the first place. You have a lot of that going on, but this is different. It will install one additional plugin. That's it. However, if you're doing one of the e-commerce sites, it's going to be 2 because you got to have WooCommerce in there. Whereas a lot of these other starter site deals install all this stuff. So let's just do it really quick. I actually haven't done this. So, okay, so this is a brand new website. It's on SiteGround. SiteGround gives you temporary URLs, which is really cool. All I've done is downloaded the theme and I've uploaded it, but I haven't activated it. And WooCommerce is already installed. I don't know why I did that. So you can see for plugins right here, all I have is SG Optimizer disabled, and I have an old version of WooCommerce. Because WooCommerce had an update about an hour ago. So let me just go ahead and update that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Appearance. And you would upload the theme. If you, I don't want to do this, woo. There we go. Okay, sorry, I don't want that. Let me go to Appearance. So if you want the theme, it's free. You can download it for free. I have a link in the video description box. So I've already uploaded the theme. I'm going to click on Activate. And when you activate it, it's going to prompt you to see if you want the starter template plugin installed for you. And you can click X and you'll never see this again. But it's in the plugin directory, so you could go to plugins, add new, type Kadence starter templates. Anyways, I'll click this to install it, and it's going to take me right on into it. So right now they have these 5. They said they want to have about 30 by the end of the year, and into 2021 they want to have I think like up to like 50 or 60 of them. Now these are using Gutenberg. And what's funny is we're going to test setting one up, and then we're going to do a speed test real quick. But they're going to make these all in Elementor. So there'll be Elementor options soon enough for people that want Elementor. So this is what I like about it. So let's just say I'm going to choose this one, and it's going to pull up the preview. That's nice. But over here, you get to choose a color scheme, and it might seem like a small thing, but it feels much bigger. So yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know about the blue. I think it's because colors affect emotion. So I can like choose this color palette and then bam, it's like a totally different look and feel to the site, and it carries all across. And that's because the theme has this central color palette where you can link everything to those selected colors. So making dramatic changes is really easy with this theme because it does that. So you can just click through and you can see there's just a big impact when you're choosing these different colors. There's a green one, there are various here. Now, it doesn't matter, you can actually change these to whatever you want, and you can change them at a later date very easily as well. But I think it's really cool. So let's go ahead. I actually haven't done that. I haven't restored one of these before. It just came out. All right, so required plugins. Just one plugin. It's a block plugin that they make that adds page builder features. So I'm going to click on import. And it's just confirming everything and my color palette. I'll click on start importing. Hopefully everything works good because we're doing this live. You never know, something's going to go wrong. Hopefully not. Okay, it says finished, view your site. Okay, I'm like crossing my fingers. Oh, good. It looks like everything's good right here. So now I have my full website. It's all done in Gutenberg, and it looks fine to me. Ooh, I got to set up my menu here. So let's go ahead and copy this URL. Let me just show you when I click on edit page though. This is built here in Gutenberg, and Gutenberg's not that hard to use. You get used to it. It's really, any page building experience is the 3 C's, right? You have a container. Inside that container has columns. Inside those columns have content. That's all there is to building a page, whatever page building tool that you're actually using. The benefit of using Gutenberg, though, is performance. I like to say effortless performance. That's not to say you can't get great performance with other tools. That just means you might have to put in a little bit more work to get better performance with the other tools. And this whole experience is going to even get easier with the next version of WordPress that releases tomorrow. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you hear it. That's my dog. He has these little squeak toys. Oh my gosh. He's a little dog. He's like 9 pounds, and these little toys, and he chews on them, and the squeak is so dang loud. Anyways, okay, so this was a speed test I did on this site before I clicked on the live stream. Now, I don't know if, since this is like on a temporary URL with SiteGround, if it has a higher load time. But what is important is not necessarily the load time, it's the page size and the requests. And you can see this right here is an image of the default WordPress installation. So let's just do a quick retest and see. I honestly don't know what the results are going to be. But let's see right here. Well, we're seeing it together. So, yeah, my dog, I love him. If my door was open, my door's right there. He knows how to open it if I don't latch it shut. He'll come in, and all day long he puts a little toy on my chair, and then he wants me to throw it. And he'll do that for hours. Okay, so you can see it went from, gosh, I didn't even remember the numbers a second ago. I think it was like 22 or 23 requests. So it looks like it went up 15 requests for actually having a design on the site. I wonder what this 1.27 megabytes is. It's probably maybe the images might need to be optimized. Let's see. So we have this image here. We have these images. Maybe there might need to be some image optimization done on the starter site to make that a little bit lower. But you can see the scores are really good. I think this 3.6 is not a Gutenberg thing, and actually that is not really the time you are waiting to actually see and interact with the site. So if I go here and I go to the top and I do a refresh, you can see it's already refreshed. I mean, I didn't wait 3.7 seconds. Anyways, the point is it doesn't add a lot of requests, and it's very lean right out of the box. And you're going to get high scores right out of the box. And I'm sure there's some little tweaks you can do with the caching plugin to improve this further. Anyways, that is Kadence starter templates. And let's see right here. Let's see. Let me show you the contact page. I got to build out the menu. But here's a contact page. So it also has a contact form. So where other starter template deal thingies They have to put in some kind of contact form that you might not want on your website, and all these little pieces of things you don't want on your website anyway. It's all in this one package, and you can see there's only one plugin that got added to the site, and that's their Gutenberg Blocks plugin right here. So anyways, it's brand new. These sites are free to add to your website. They're nice. I like the designs, and I'm sure as they build more and more of these sites, they're going to know more and more of what people want. I know they're going to have a course creator one. They're going to have, they already have an e-commerce one. They're going to have more e-commerce ones, more local business ones. Gosh, there was another niche they were going to get into. I forget. Affiliate marketing was another one that they were going to do. So anyways, I like new stuff, and I like the speed of this. So let me show you, while I'm already talking about the Kadence theme, just a couple little updates that they recently added. And this is all like free stuff, by the way. So they've done something really cool in the customizer. I think all themes that have a global color palette should do this. So let me show you. I'm going to go into the customizer right here and show you these new things that they added. So I'm going to click on General, and I'm going to click on Colors. So here's the color palette, but you can have multiple ones and switch between them. So what's neat is this new little envelope they added right here. And when I click on it, it has those different color schemes that they're suggesting to you that you might like. You don't have to use these, right? So I could change it. Remember when we imported, I said we could still change it. If I change this, it changes across the entire website because everything's linked to these colors. So let me go to the one I had. What was it? Let's go. That was it. But this is really cool. Import, export. So here's just a little snippet of text you can copy, and you can share color palettes. You can have set color palettes. You don't have to go in there and select each color and, you know, copy and paste your hex codes and stuff like that. You can just copy and paste this color palette. So I would imagine for me, why I like this is I want to make tutorial videos on how to make websites. Well, isn't it a lot easier for me to say, here's 5 different color palettes that you can choose from. Here's the one I used in this video. And all the person has to do is copy and paste it, and it's done. I really like that. That's there, and you can change these colors. But you see, everything links to the global color palette. So here's the site background color. You can see there's a little globe. That's because I'm linking it to that color palette right here. So when I change it here, it changes everywhere. It's a much better way to build your website. Okay, so that was one thing. The portable thing was another. There is another cool feature they added. It's probably not that big of a deal if you have a theme that doesn't have this. And they added native built-in import-export of the customizer settings. But it's a big deal for this theme, and I'll show you in a moment. So they have this new option, import-export. I can export all the settings, and I can import all the settings to a different site. So it makes those settings portable. It's another good thing for me if I want to make a tutorial and I'm showing you how to do these things. I could say, well, or here's just a file. You can import it, and you can see what I changed and learn from it that way. And there's a reset button. The reason this is a bigger deal for this theme than other themes is because it has a header and footer builder built into it, a drag and drop header and footer builder, and it's all done in the customizer. So if I click on header right here, you can see here's my header builder right here, and I can control all of these items right here through drag and drop. So here's the items that I can add. So like I can add a cart, but the problem is you're probably not going to be able to see the cart because I'm blocking it. So let's see if I can get out the screen. There we go. Okay, so here it is. So let me move my navigation there. Better yet, let me just put the navigation in the middle. So we got a cart there, and I can put a button right here. However you want to do it, you can drag and drop. It's super easy to do. Now, in their Pro version, I have seen a little glimpse of it. They're going to have more of these header items available. So they're going to have, actually I probably shouldn't say what they're going to have. You could just be surprised when it comes out. But let's just say you're going to be able to build any kind of header layout that you could ever imagine you're going to be able to build. But right now you can pretty much do a lot of amazing stuff. This is the header builder. Now there was something in the button. So for each of these items, you can click on the little settings wheel and then it reveals some settings. So there's a new feature in here that says button visibility. So you can have a button be visible to everyone for logged in people or logged out people. So this was another thing that they added, which I think is actually pretty cool. So maybe the button on your website, you might want it to say login. But if someone's logged in, you don't want them to see the login button, right? So you can set the visibility settings for these buttons, and I'm sure there's better uses of it than I just suggested right there. Anyways, that's another thing, and those are the main things. They also, for people in different countries, they added preliminary RTL support, so that's right to left instead of left to right. So if you're in a country where the language is a RTL, right to left, you can now use this theme with it. Anyways, I didn't want to make this, let's see here. Let me just save this and get out of there. Anyways, I think the design of this is actually quite nice. Obviously, there's some things you can do to amp it up, but I love it. The only thing I wish that they would add when you're importing is make font pairing suggestions as well. And in the customizer, when you have these different headers, so you can get all tricked out with your header and footer, I would like it if they had that same import export for the colors where it's just a little snippet of text. I wish they would have the same thing for the header, so I can have a little envelope here, click a button, copy, and I can say, here's my header design if you like it, and let anyone just paste it in and use it. So I think I've asked for that. I don't know if it'll come. So okay, so that is Kadence theme, and we have a couple other big things, big updates coming out for the softwares we use. Let me just take a quick sip, and I'll glance through some of the glance through some of the comments. Love my spin drift. All right, so let's see here. Responsive mode. Okay, so I see some questions coming in. Okay, let me put Susan. Susan's asking the header builder, can it be changed per page as well? That will be in the Pro version. They're going to have it be where you can set up headers and footers and make them conditional. So it'll only be on certain pages and all that. They have some special sauce they're adding to that. And they are... it's actually more complex than it seems, because right now that experience of building a header is in the customizer. But when you're building out these different headers for different parts of your website, it's going to be done inside of the back end of WordPress. So that interface is being recreated, the header, drag and drop header builder interface. So that's coming as well. And you'll be able to create, they call them hooks. You know, so you'll be able to create bits of content that you can insert in different pages on your website. It's a very common feature with most themes. They have it where you can just create it and then insert these things in various places. So you'll be able to do headers and footers, above the header, below the header, above the blog post, below the checkout form, all these different things. End of the blog post, you'll be able to do all that kind of stuff. All right. Are color schemes copyable across sites? I think you might have already saw that you can do that really easy. Really easy. And I hope the same feature comes to the header, because I'd love to make 10 headers, but to try to show someone how to make the headers, you know, if I spend an hour perfecting a header, it's easier to just say copy and paste this into your site. So I hope that comes. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to turn the comments off and get to the next thing right here. Okay, this hits close to home. For those of you that don't know, I have a product that I co-founded, so it's not fully mine. It's called CartFlows. CartFlows released November 2018. So actually CartFlows is about to come on its 2-year birthday. So it actually went, when we released it, it had 0 active installations. And last month, CartFlows, it's a sales funnel building tool. You can use it to build sales funnels on your WordPress website. Think ClickFunnels, but for WordPress. We launched it, and last month, the active install count of CartFlows reached over 100,000. So officially right now, CartFlows went from no one heard of this thing 18 months ago. Now it's the #1 sales funnel building tool, not just on WordPress, but on the entire internet. The user base is larger than ClickFunnels. And I would imagine by summer next year, it'll be larger than all the other sales funnel building tools combined, the user base of it. That's the power of open source, because it's, if you have the free version, it's free. And you can do a lot with it. If you have the pro version, it's very affordable. And so that's why you see WordPress be the #1 content management system, and it's completely free. It's that power of open source. So I'm happy about that. But what I'm mostly happy about is this amazing release we're going to have this week. We've been working on it for so long, and we're adding split testing to your funnels. And I'm excited. I'm going to show you it really quick. So you're going to be able to use CartFlows to split test your WooCommerce checkout, to split test your sales funnels, your upsell offers, your order bump, anything you want to split test that is sales funnel related or the WooCommerce checkout, you're going to be able to do with CartFlows. And you don't need some expensive service or third party anything. It's all built into the plugin. So any service that you might be paying for, you can cancel that and just use CartFlows. Now, CartFlows is a premium product. The split testing comes to the pro version of CartFlows. I do have a 10% off coupon in the video description. But let me just show you this. It's good to have on your radar anyway. So actually we got a ton of things besides this coming, but this is coming this week, and it was a lot of effort going into this. So I'm going to go to CartFlows. We changed it a little bit. We now have this home page. We're going to put a new video in here, and we're going to update some things here. This will eventually be the home of dashboards and analytics later this year. But for now, we're just showing people a glimpse. So here is a flow that I've created, or a funnel, and I'll click into it. If you're not familiar with CartFlows, there's a ton of videos. I'm not going to show everyone from A to Z how to do it. Create a funnel, but it's super easy. Just click on Add New. But anyways, these are the steps of my funnel. Actually, I should probably do that. Let me go back to Flows. I'm going to click on Add New. We have these templates right here. So why don't I choose one? Let's see. I will choose this digital. Let's see. I don't know which one I want to choose. I want to make sure I choose one with a okay, I'll use the same Photoshop example. Okay. So I'm going to use this as an example. It's a fully done template. It's an Elementor, but we have templates for Divi. We have templates for Gutenberg. We have templates for Elementor, and it will still work with other page building tools. So, oh my gosh, I wonder if this is because I'm on my local machine and I've maxed out my resources on my computer for this. It actually says it failed. Oh my gosh, this is a failed demo. Or maybe it's because I'm on a beta. Anyways, it will download and set up your funnel. Oh, now I'm all screwed up. See, this is live right before you. Okay, there we go. Maybe it was doing it and I'm getting impatient. Okay, so here's the funnel I already downloaded and created. So any of these steps, this is a landing page where I ask for your email. I can go over here. There's 3 dots. I can click on A/B split test. And it's just confirming. I'll click on OK. And then it creates a variation right here of the original step that I'm going to split test. So I would click into this one right here, and I would make whatever change I want that I want to test. So if I'm split testing my checkout, I can split test pricing, the order bump, the text, the style, the layout. I can split test pretty much anything I want to split test. So you can have multiple variations if you want. And then what you could do is you can also split the traffic. So if I want an even split of the traffic, I could do it 50-50, but I can have more go on one step versus another step. Now you really see this when you have 3 variations right here. If I click there, so I have it split evenly across the 3 steps. And then all I have to do is click on Start Split Test, and that's it. Split Test is started. All of the stats and analytics will be right here where it says View Analytics. We calculate conversion rate. So you didn't, I hope you noticed what you didn't have to do. Most split testing tools are complicated. You have these different variations all over the place. You have to copy and paste all these snippets of code, and you have to do all these things that make it complicated to manage. We didn't do any of that here. So what it's going to do, it's going to track your traffic, your unique traffic, your conversions. But the way we define a conversion is making it to the next step. So if you have a landing page and then a checkout page, the conversion is going from the landing page to the checkout page. All happens automatically for you, all right here. So we will calculate the number of conversions and the number of conversions as a percentage rate right there. And then you can just stop your test right here, and you can choose your winner. So say right here, I want to declare this one as a winner. I'll click on that. I'll click on confirm. And then what it did is it archived the loser. And that's pretty much it. You can see right here where it says archive steps. That's pretty much what it's going to look like the next time I want to run a split test on this step. I want you to know how this happened. We needed split testing, but I went and I looked at every split testing tool, and I hated all of them. And what I didn't like about them was too much moving parts, too much complexity. I just wanted and they bury you in terminology, you know, with acronyms and all this kind of stuff. I don't want any of that stuff. I just want to click Start a Split Test, make my change, decide how the traffic's going to go, and start. That's all I wanted. That's all the split test really is. So I don't want people to mess with weird terminology or copying pasting tracking codes and having to manage where the different parts of the split test are, the different variations are. I wanted it all into this nice, simple, contained package right there that anyone can start doing split testing without having to watch a tutorial video. Anyways, I'm excited about it. For me, it's a big accomplishment because I was talking about this earlier, that these tools, as they become more complex, what the tool makers need to do is make them more simple to use and just cut out all the fluff. And that's the thing with most of these sales funnel building tools. There's a couple other ones for WordPress, but they're so complicated to use, and there's too many moving parts, and they haven't really thought through the complete user experience or the user interface. And we wanted drop dead simple. So we got it right here, and there's a lot of cool things you're going to be able to do with this. I'll have a tutorial video out later this week for CartFlows customers. Now, CartFlows has a free version. It's fantastic. I need to update my video on that as well because we added Gutenberg templates recently. Anyways, that's what's coming to CartFlows. I'm excited about it. Let's see here. All right, let me get another sip. And we have three little updates left to go. But this next one I think is really cool if you've been on the channel a while. All right, let me share my screen. Today, BuddyBoss released a really cool update. If you use BuddyBoss, obviously, it's not your cheapest theme. Because it's more of like an app-like solution. They released some amazing updates if you use Elementor. And when I saw this, I didn't want to brush over it, because to me it's a big deal. So let me just tell you about BuddyBoss. I have a link down below if you're interested. It also takes 10% off, but it's a premium theme. Like when I say premium, it's premium. I think it's like $228 or something like that for a single site license, but it's worth it if this is what you need. So essentially it allows you to have an online community such as Facebook, but they have deep integration with learning management systems to create an amazing learning experience for people on your website. But you can also link in forums and groups. I don't personally use the groups, but I use the forums. And there's a lot of other things that you can do with it. So let me show you here. I can go here on their website. It'll create a sandbox, so I can actually just show you live, because I didn't set this up, a demo of this, before making the video. All right, so what they did is they added Elementor modules and Elementor templates, as well as Elementor section templates. Sometimes their online sandboxing can be a little sluggish. Oh, actually, I didn't want to do that. Let me go back to the front end. So if I go under integrations, there's a tab, and you can do this on your computer. Go to their website and create a demo. Elementor, so check this out. They made dashboard elements for Elementor, and you can see this is like what your dashboard could look like if you're using this for like online learning or something like that. So it'll pull in the person's avatar. There's this, I like this widget to encourage people to complete their profile, which is add their information, their photo and stuff like that, because it's an online community. You can have these really cool shortcuts to take them to different parts of the website. This is what I really like. And I'm sure someone's going to knock this off. Someone should knock this off. So this is using LearnDash. So right here is pick up where you left off. And it scrolls through it's like a little slider deal. And what it's doing is it's scrolling through the courses they're enrolled in that they haven't completed. And it's saying, oh, here's your course. Right here it says 25%. You're 25% done with this. Right here you're 69% done. 45% done. So it shows that. And then here you can have a little bit of news. So you can have a news story right here. And then here is latest interactions with the forums on activities and new members. So to me, this is pretty darn slick. Let me go into Elementor to show you that this is all just Elementor widgets that you can move around. And they also added section templates. So I think if I was giving them advice, and I think I'll message them because I've met both of the founders of this. I was like the first person that said, you got to do Elementor everything. And they're doing it. But I think I want to ask them to add like sales templates for the courses, because I think that will help people that want to use a solution, and so much work goes into a sales page. Anyways, you can see these are all just Elementor elements. So if I click right here to the elements, I scroll to the bottom. Here it says BuddyBoss, and then there's this variety here of elements that you can use with your website if you're using BuddyBoss. I love that. But then when you scroll down, you see there's a new BuddyBoss icon here. So when you click on that, you have more add-ons doing this, where they add their little icon here. But when you click on it, it's to access the templates that are provided by that tool. And look at this. There's a variety of section templates right here that they made. Most of these are probably basic. I haven't really scrolled through them. But they got pricing tables. They got all kinds of stuff in here. And then pages, well, you're actually only left with one page template, which is that dashboard. So they did say that they're going to add more full page designs. What's nice about BuddyBoss is one of their core strengths is design, and I think they nailed it with this dashboard. So I think what WordPress users are wanting are WordPress experiences that simulate the elegance of SaaS-based solutions. And let me be frank. Every LMS, learning management system, course, plugin, whatever, all of their user interfaces are poor. They're very poor. They're not designed to my design standards, right? No offense, any of you guys that have them and are watching this. They just need designers. They got to spruce up the design, the look and feel. They all look dated. Even LearnDash. LearnDash made an update that made a lot of progress, but still, it needs a lot of that what people want, which is a pretty interface. And I think that there's a lot of things that they're not doing that people actually want. And that opens up the door for a BuddyBoss to come in and say, well, we'll do it. You know, we'll make the interface better on every level. But anyways, it's a premium product. They did have a lifetime deal last Black Friday and then a few months ago, and a lot of people got it. I do have a tutorial on using BuddyBoss, but it just keeps getting better. They added Zoom integration like a month ago. But this is really impressive, very impressive to me. All right. Okay, this next one is just real quick. Brizy, yes, they still exist. Brizy, no, Brizy, I always say Brizy. I'm probably always pronounce it wrong. They reached 2.0, their second version of their plugin, and I'm not going to go through it in detail. I'm just putting it on your radar. And it includes a theme builder, so now they're adding a theme builder as well. A mega menu builder, Brizy Sync, that is to sync with their Brizy Cloud solution. Lottie animations, which is great. Table, I need to try the table. Tables in Elementor are a complete and utter nightmare. So I'm sure that they realized that and did something special and more. So I'm not going to go through a bullet list of all of the features. Here's more of them right here. But this is great if you already have a Brizy license. Brizy was on AppSumo last year, and they still have it's like one of the only page builders. Well, you have Divi that has a lifetime license, but they still have a lifetime license. They have 364 of them left. I actually don't even know what it costs. It used to be $2.99. Oh, still $2.99. Okay, so they have licenses. It's $2.99, unlimited use license, lifetime updates, and stuff like that. So they say when these are gone, the lifetime license deal is gone. So if Brizy interests you, you might want to check it out. I will say, and I'm not wanting to criticize Brizy, but I don't really think the Brizy page building plugin has really taken off that much. Right now it's only active on about 60,000 websites, and while that's a good number, I would have thought it would have grown more by now, and so I don't know why it doesn't seem to like fully be breaking through. That's just my impression. That might not be accurate. That's just kind of my on the surface impression of it. But it's very nice. I mean, it's like they got a very nice React-based interface as well. And it's a very nice. There's a couple things I would have done differently. It's a very dark interface. I would have brightened it up. I've mentioned that to them. But you know what's interesting about Brizy? The people that use Brizy love Brizy. They do it. I mean, they're like really passionate about it, and they really want Brizy to be successful. The Brizy Cloud service is really innovative, I think, and I like it, and there's a lot of unique aspects to it. So anyways, I was just putting that on your radar. If you want to check that out, this new 2.0 update, you can watch the video and see how it all works out. So that is Brizy, and we have two things left. I have been wanting to make some changes on my website with the WPCrafter and the WPCrafter brand. The hardest thing sometimes is creating a brand image. And so some of you that have websites and online businesses, maybe you can relate. And some people, like me, I'm probably a little harder on or more demanding on that of myself than maybe some other people. So one of the things I've always struggled with is just the stinking logo for WPCrafter. So the way WPCrafter started was in 2014. My son at the time was really into the video game Minecraft. And the concept of Minecraft is you could build anything, entire worlds, just by stacking different blocks together. And so that's where WPCrafter came from. And that's why I've always kind of had this concept of a block integrated in my logo. So I once had like kind of a three-dimensional one where it was like a letter C and it was built in blocks, and that was okay. It looked a little cartoonish, but it's fine. You know, you always have to do something and move forward. Then I kind of made it a little too modern, and it was kind of like a C, but like laying down. It was time to get rid of that. So I was wanting a new logo, and in the WPCrafter Facebook group, I thought, I got this great idea. You know, a lot of people are designers in the community. Why don't I ask the community for help? And I made a post, and I said, I'm going to pay $300 to someone to make a logo for me, and we'll do it like a contest. And a couple people were offended. Like 2% of the people, 1% of the people were offended. It wasn't like the mass group of people that were offended. They thought I was being kind of chintzy or something like that, when I viewed it as, I'm just asking my friends for a little inspiration help. That's the way I looked at it. You know, I put a lot of effort in these videos, and I try to answer people's questions, and a lot of times I don't even get a thank you, and that's okay. I don't need a thank you. So I just thought, you know, I'll just ask. Anyways, someone was like really aggressively not happy about it, and so it caused me a little bit of pause, and I removed it. So anyways, I sat there and I thought, okay, I got to figure this out. Anyways, I actually have a design service that does logos. But you have to put a lot of effort into it, right? You got to kind of know what you want, and then you tell the designer, and then they'll make what you want. But if you just ask them for their ideas, they might not fully grasp your brand and stuff like that. So let me show you the design service, and then let me show you kind of where things are at with the logo. And I'm kind of liking it. There's a few tweaks I want to make. So let me go here. So it's Dear Designer. And if you're on Facebook, a lot of people recommend Dear Designer. So if you're familiar with Design Pickle is a design service where there's a single designer, and they'll work with multiple clients, and you're basically paying for a slot of their time. You can ask them for anything you want. Problem with Design Pickle is they only do really quick, simple things. They won't do thoughtful things. Dear Designer is the same price. And Dear Designer does anything. They'll do web designs for you. And they're not going to put it in Elementor, but they'll do Photoshop and all that. They'll do logos. They'll do all these things for you. Pretty much whatever you want. So I thought, okay, I'll ask. I did a lot of research to kind of come up with an idea of what I want. I want simple. I want to emphasize the letter C and all that. And I reached out to them. And I kind of like where it is right now. There's a few tweaks I'm going to make. So let me just show it to you. Stop beating around the bush. So here is the letter C inside of a three-dimensional block that's tilted. So you can see right here is a block. So you can see it's kind of has a darker color here, and these three different surfaces of the block have a different color to show that it's kind of a three-dimensional block. And actually, if you look closely, inside of the C is another block. Right there. So it's that block concept, and it's very simple. I wanted something very, very simple. For the text part of it, I always want to de-emphasize the WP and emphasize the crafter part. The only thing I want to do is I want to play around with the colors. I'm thinking of softening all the edges. This edge is softened a little, you know, rounded a little bit. So I think I'm going to roll with this because it's simple. It's simple. It could maybe become memorable. It would probably be very easy. I don't know how hard or easy it would be to like get embroidered on a shirt. But this is where I'm at with that. I like it. It's better than what I have. And you can see what it looks like right here on my website. But I'm going to increase I've already increased the font type a little bit there. I like it better. But maybe when you look at it, you might just see an octagon, but you don't see a block. But these kind of topics of branding and all that, they're very challenging to figure out what you want, not make it complicated, make it simple. I like this. It's just simple. I just wanted something simple. And then this concept of a block that looks like this, I can have little subtle background elements throughout the website. That kind of tie into it. So that's kind of the thought there. But it's simple. And I think the simple logo designs are the better logo designs. So I'm wondering what you think of that. I have that going on. But it's been a tough comment. If any of you guys saw that post I made in the Facebook group and was offended, certainly wasn't my intention there, and certainly apologies and stuff like that. Anyways, let's see. Okay, Kyle, I would love any feedback from you. Kyle is a designer, and I would love any feedback from you. Oh, we got Luis right here. Luis, you gotta put in a link to your YouTube channel. He's doing basically a lot of what I'm doing, but his way, in Spanish. So I wanted to actually reach out to him and see if he wanted to be WP Crafter in Espanol. Who knows? But anyways, Luis is a good guy right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to read through all of these suggestions. I really appreciate you guys giving suggestions because it's a tough thing. This is my concern. Dave saying his eyes didn't see the block at first. That is a little concern of mine because I want people to get it. But kind of one of the things I do like about it is that, let me switch back to my screen. What I like about it is you almost have to look at it. It's like there's a little bit more to it. You know what I mean? When you like really look at it, you'll maybe see it. Hopefully people will see it without having to be told that that's actually a block. But anyways, that's the idea with that right there. So let's see here. All right. Okay, last thing for you guys that are here. WP Crafter is going to be doing deals. And what does deals mean? Deals mean if you have a product, a plugin, or even a theme, or maybe a software as a service that would work for WP Crafter users, whenever you have something new, the hardest thing is to get that initial group of raving fans behind your product that are going to use it, be enthusiastic about it. They're going to suggest it to other people. They're going to tell you things that you should add to it. It's very hard to have your product break through and get attention. So if you are someone that has a product or a SaaS or something like that, contact me on my website and we can talk about you offering and I think it needs to be a lifetime offer at a very aggressive price to the WP Crafter audience. And the WP Crafter audience will A, buy it, will B, tell you what you need to fix or add to it, and C, they will hold your back and recommend the products. But you're going to have to give a deal to the WP Crafter user base. So it's not something where you're going to offer this and you're going to make a fortune and a ton of sales. You will be a lot of sales, but you're going to have to take your annual license and you're going to have to make it a lifetime license, and you're going to have to make it a really good rate, and you're going to have to offer that to the people here on the channel. Now, in the WP Crafter Facebook group, I mentioned this, and I've had numerous people contact me and saying, I'd love to do something like this. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. So I have like 2 deals kind of lined up. And I'm going to start bringing them to you guys, and you guys can decide if it interests you or not. But the main aspect is these deals are going to be exclusive. They are going to be reasonably priced, and they're going to be lifetime deals. And I'm excited to bring this to whoever is interested in it here on the channel. But really what I want to do is line up great deals for the subscribers here. And I know that the subscribers on this channel, you guys are the best. I mean, you guys are literally the best. And so kind of what I'm saying to these product owners is my own experience. So 18 months ago, we released CartFlows, and what do? We had a very aggressive offer for it. It was a lifetime offer, and we got a lot of people on board to use it, tell us what needed to be fixed, and then they ended up suggesting it out to other people. Fast forward 18 months, it's the #1 market leading tool in its category. So that's what I hope for these product owners, and you know, we'll bring them here and see what makes sense. And if you are interested in it, great. If not, you can skip the deals. So I got a couple of these lined up. They're going to be limited time. They're not going to be something where it's their normal offer, and it's not going to be something where a month later they can go and have the same price. It has to be exclusive. It has to be an aggressive deal. It has to be a lifetime deal. And I'm going to try to be bringing these here on the channel for you guys. So there's 2 calls to action. If you have the product, reach out to me. If you don't have the product, but you think something would be a great fit, maybe message them and say, oh, you should work out something with Adam. When he makes a video, he's really good at explaining things so they make sense. And a lot of people will watch the video, and it will be nothing but good for your product. And that's really what I believe. And I hope to kind of bring to you the next generation of modern WordPress tools, and maybe a SaaS here or there. So if that interests any of you, let's do this all together, and let's bring these offers here. So I'll have more information about that coming forward, but I've been already having these conversations these past few weeks, and we'll see what we can do with that here. So, okay, that's everything in the live stream. I'm going to scan through the comments. I hope you had a good time. I'll have links in the video. Well, there are links in the video description. I'll make a table of contents for the video description. But I am going to look at some of these comments right here. Spindrift, it's the best. Okay. All right, let me open this up more. Sorry, I used to have my comments right here on my iPad. My iPad bugged out. I'm just going to scroll up. I don't want to make this, this live stream's already been a long time. It's already been 1 hour and 25 minutes. We'll stick around for maybe 15 minutes answering some questions. Okay. Let's see. Here's something about Cloudways. Does Cloudways offer unlimited sites like SiteGround? Yeah, you're buying resources, so you can max out those resources. I'll tell you, I got a Hostinger account because it's very affordable hosting. I think it's like the cheapest hosting, Hostinger. But I felt like it was a very cheap hosting. Like, it was slower. It was noticeably slower than the other hosts that I've been using. So I do have a speed monitor on a bunch of hosts right now, and I'm monitoring it over time. And maybe I'll bring something out here. Let's see. When I go to view my site, I see no graphics. Maybe you have a performance plugin causing the problem. Let's see. Let's see. I'm getting like half of conversations. Let's see here. A lot of talk about block plugins. Some talks about hosting. Here's a comment. Do many add-ons for Elementor widgets make websites slow? Most Elementor add-on widgets, the code is not that. Actually, no, let me back that up. They just slow down your site. And here's the problem. Here's how it slows down your site. And here's how you can see if one's good or bad. You have your website. You could go to GTmetrix and see all the requests. Then install and activate that add-on. And then go back to GTmetrix and then do another test. If you've seen your requests go up, even though you're not using that Elementor add-on on that page, then there's a problem with that Elementor add-on, and you might not want to use it. And that's how you tell. A well-coded Elementor add-on that has performance or puts in special care for performance will not add any requests to a page where it's not being used. And that's how you can tell whether one's good or bad. I could be wrong, but that's how I do it. And you'd be surprised what you see. You know, if you have all this extra stuff downloading and all these extra requests, and you're not even using the tool on that page, it's a bad thing. I know Elementor Extras, which is probably the most widely used Elementor add-on, they had this problem, and then they were publicly called out. But this was like a year and a half ago. They were publicly called out, and they spent like 2 months fixing it, and then they released it. But they were shamed into it, you know. So not all these plugins have performance in mind. They just want to get sales. So, you know, it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one. Let's see. Webflow may overtake WordPress in a few years. Maybe, you never know. I don't think so, but maybe, you never know. One can never say never. So, let's see. This is interesting. Has anyone experienced SiteGround not giving live chat support, but instead asking to log support tickets? They had a bump in the road on COVID. Their support desk was overwhelmed, and they changed the way you got support, but then they've since gone back. It was only supposed to be like a temporary thing. So you shouldn't have any problem getting support. And I've tested SiteGround support system, and I've been able to easily get support. Oh, I love this. Wilbert saying, huge fan of Bunny CDN. It has helped me so much on the speed. Name Hero always. And that's the combo I made a video on. Name Hero, Lightspeed Cache, and Bunny CDN. And it's funny, whenever I bring up Bunny CDN, someone's going to attack me and say, well, why not use the free Cloudflare? And I always say, I've found in my own testing, you can do your own testing and have your own preference, that's fine. In my own testing, Bunny CDN has been faster and better, and it's just a couple pennies. Really just a couple pennies per month. Let's see. See, Mark, I don't get Hostinger. I'm wondering what the speed of your website. You're saying you left SiteGround. It was too expensive, which that's relative. SiteGround is really cheap, but when I have SiteGround, I mean, I have a Hostinger account, and it's slow. All right, let me scroll up. Probably not doing the best job of going through comments because there's a lot here, and I appreciate it. And the great thing about the comments is you guys can interact with each other, which I see happening, which I think is awesome. Let's see. Oh my gosh! I got a super chat. Hey Kyle, thank you. You know what? I got to figure out. So Kyle super chatted me, and you know what? Does it say it? Thank you for all you do. It doesn't say it, but I'm saying thank you, Kyle. You know, if anyone's super chatted, thank you, number one. And number two, I got to figure out how to have it like notify me so I can say thank you. And it's funny, whenever someone super chats me, I try to go a little bit of an extra mile, even if it's like a little super chat. It's just the thought, right? It's more the thought. Although with $10, I can buy 20 spin drifts. So that's not bad. Kyle has, this is probably the cheapest promotion you're ever going to get. Kyle has a product coming out called Docket WP. If you're a website developer or designer, you're going to want to check that out. He has an email list for it, but I don't know what the website address is. But I'm sure Kyle can put it in the comments. Docket WP, maybe there's a sign-up form on it, .com. Let's see. Thank you, Kyle. Wow. Oh, this is a great question, and I try to be I hope you guys realize I try to be as transparent as possible. Not as possible. I'm completely transparent on with everything I do. People ask me questions in the Facebook group. They ask me questions in the comments here. People ask me questions on my contact form, which I'm not so great at responding to all of those. You ask me a question, I'll answer it. And there's some, even if I don't want to answer it, and if I don't want to go there. But anyways, here is a question. Adam, could you tell me why you dropped Astra? And I've actually been asked this several times. And, you know, here's a perfect example. So let me rewind. I haven't made a video on Astra or any of those related products in a year. And I stopped using Astra 10 months ago. And you know, about 6 months ago, I found the Kadence theme, and I'm really into that. So here's a good analogy. So I got this iPhone. This is the iPhone 10 or 11 Max. It's the latest one, and it's really big. And I love my iPhone. One of the things I love about the iPhone is it has wonderful cameras, and that keeps me coming back to the iPhone. Well, when cell phones were making cameras, if Android, the other, you know, competing kind of line of phones, was the only one really working on mastering the cameras and the photos and the quality of all that kind of stuff, and the iPhone decided not to do that. Apple decided not to do that to the iPhone. You know what? As much as I love the iPhone, I would have switched to the Android device. That's because we all have certain things that we value and we want in a product. And if the product we have isn't delivering it, we just switch. Just switch. You know, I'm not going to hold on to something that's not meeting my current needs. If there's something else, if there's no indication that it's going to meet my current needs, and I've communicated what those needs are, and another product meets my needs, and all the other boxes are checked. You know, US-based developer, extremely fast support. They've been developing stuff for since 2013, so all these boxes keep getting checked. The theme has the drag and drop header and footer builder, so I can have it be any layout I want. It does things in a more intelligent way. Check, 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 check. The performance is actually better than Astra. Check. You know, but it's all negligible at that point. So I switched, you know, and I'm happy. And a lot of people have switched. In the last 3 months, nearly 20,000 people have probably not switched, but 20,000 people have started using Kadence theme. But there's not anything more to it than that. You know what I mean? If a different product meets my needs, I'm going to switch to that other product that meets my needs. That's pretty much all there is to it. So, for example, when it comes to the tools to build websites, a page builder, I originally used Thrive Content Builder, which is now known as Thrive Architect. And then Beaver Builder came along, and I'm like, wow, I like this Beaver Builder, and I started using that. It met my needs better, so I switched to that. But then along came Elementor, and it met my needs better, and I switched to that. And so it's just something that meets my needs better comes out. But that's just me, you know. So that's why I stopped using Astra. There's no reason other than that. I hope that answers. Hey, buddy. Okay. So there's other people that had that question on their mind, and I'm more than happy to answer it. This is an issue I really don't want to talk about, but if you go on Facebook, you can't avoid it. And that was this recent controversy with WordPress themes inserting affiliate links for other products. And you actually saw this with the top 3 or 4 themes they were doing it, but the Astra theme was the one that got kind of made an example for it. Susan, even though they were penalized, you can now download the theme still in the directory. I'm not going to express my opinion on that other than say people need to come up with their own kind of conclusion on it. Let's see. Yeah, here's a comment. Kadence has better header, footer, and other options compared to Astra. Yeah, Astra has the same 3 header layout options, and all of these top themes, many of them, not all of them, many of them have these really restrictive headers where you could just choose it and it's just this fixed layout, where I think the header and footer, drag and drop header and footer builder is a better way to go. So you can have anything you want. And you're really going to see that in the Kadence Pro. You can already see it in the free version, but they're adding a couple things. I said, I want to make the Amazon website header. Well, they're going to make it so you could do that, but there's a couple little pieces of that will have to be in the Pro version. But you should be able to have that kind of flexibility. Kyle, did I miss the hour you did on Docket WP? So let's Docket WP.com. Okay. All right. Oh, sorry if I was having... Oh my gosh. I wish I would have seen this. If my mic is clipping, I'm really sorry. I'll have to fix that later. Darn, that really sucks. If my mic has been jacked up this whole time, I will not be happy about that. All right. Miguel, we're going to wrap this up soon. It says, what's your new cocktail since we don't see martinis anymore? I do want to do a martini. For those of you that aren't familiar, I was, I did a couple live streams, and I'll do it again. It was actually kind of fun. But I would have a martini, and I would sit down and I would do the live video, but then I'd be drinking the martini. And then by the end of the live stream, you don't even know what would come out of my mouth. That's when all the beans, or you spill the tea, is that what they call it these days? I don't know, spill the beans. That was fun because I would get like really, really, really lit. No, I'm being a good boy. I'm just drinking Spindrift. Another like non-paid product placement, Spindrift. But I'm into old fashions. There's a guy named Edward in the Facebook group. There's a couple guys, but this guy named Edward, I met him at a WPCrafter meetup. He introduced me to the old-fashioned, and now I make these old-fashions at home. I love them. Let's see. All right. Hide that comment. For those, if anyone's asked, usually I get asked how I'm showing these comments on the screen. I'm using, it's a paid tool called Ecamm. Yeah, it's called Ecamm or Ecamm Lite. No, it's called Ecamm. And, you know, OBS is great for live streams, but you can't do the comments like this. So if they did that, they would kill Ecamm's business. All right, so I'm going to scroll to the bottom and take two more comments. Oh, here's one. Can you not do the custom header in Ocean WP theme panel? No, you can't. They have fixed header styles. It's not drag and drop however you want it. And if you did a speed comparison test to Ocean WP and other themes that you think of as fast, you'll see Ocean WP is heavier. I think it's because they have, is it jQuery, where modern themes don't use jQuery. I could have that mixed up. And so that's why it ends up being a lot lighter. Are you worried about Elementor being bloated? I think everyone should worry about that. But we'll see if they fix it. They make improvements towards fixing it. I would like it if some of the stuff it does was more modular. So I'm not going to use motion animations. It's just not my thing for the sites that I have. So if I could just click a button and not have it load any of the assets for that, I would like that. But hopefully not. This is a great question. Divi versus Elementor. I've been waiting so long to make that video, but I wanted Elementor 3 to be kind of surfaced, and now that it is, it's time to make that video. It'll be very insightful, but I'm also going to make one that compares all the builders and all the little nuances that might matter to people. So that's coming. All right. Okay. Man, I sure hope my mic wasn't having clipping issues throughout. Oh, good. Someone's saying it's clear. I have this. I have really expensive equipment. When you're starting out, you have crap equipment, like budget equipment. When I started my channel, I had a $70 webcam. I still have the webcam in the house. I had a $70 mic, so my total equipment cost was like under 200 bucks and some kind of a box light. Now, this is like a $1,000 camera, a $400 lens. I have a Rodecaster Pro that the audio goes into to kind of cut out background noise and things of that nature and kind of make it sound a little bit better. That thing's like 600 bucks. This little mic here, these are cheap. This is like 150 bucks or something like that. I don't know. That's actually most of my gear. But it ain't cheap. It definitely adds up, and I got lights and stuff here and all that kind of stuff. The only reason I was saying that is hopefully this Rodecaster Pro did me well and is making the audio sound better. I tweak the audio when I make my videos. If you compare the audio in this and one of my recent videos, you know I reduce the echo and I make other enhancements and stuff like that. So, all right. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and if there's any questions left, I will answer it. Let's see. Yep. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. If you do like these live streams, I like doing them. It's just that I'm inconsistent. I think a lot of things I'm inconsistent with. So, anyways, thanks for joining me today. Everything that I talked about, there's a link in the video description box down below. They're all referral links, and there's a referral disclosure in every single video that I have on YouTube and all over my website. I hide nothing from you guys. But that does go to support the channel, and I appreciate when you guys think of me in that way and you guys use those. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next live stream. Maybe next week. Who knows? Thanks for watching.